Hey, what is good, guys? Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. And today I thought about why not talking about street photography. It's so popular these days. People are going out on the streets to document everything that happens. And I know it's kind of weird being inside my studio and talking about street photography instead of being on the streets. But we still have this craziness in California with the pandemic, and I don't want to go out. I want to protect others. I want to protect myself, though I'm always wearing a mask. It's still a little bit cumbersome, and I want to start doing these videos for you, but I want to keep you safe in the same time. So bear with me. Today we're in the studio, maybe tomorrow we're going to be outside. Nonetheless, let's talk about street photography. And if you didn't subscribe to the channel, please go ahead and do it. It will be a great present from me. In a couple of weeks I'm gonna turn even older than I am, and that will help me a lot. I really love this channel and the videos that I'm putting on. I hope you do as well. Give them a thumbs up if you do. And let's start by telling you about street photography. Now, street photography, it's a genre that derives from event photography, in my opinion. Others say that it comes from the documentary photography. Nonetheless, it is one of the most demanding genres of photography because it requires you to shoot fast, to see fast, and to be able to analyze the scene and the frame that you're shooting very, very fast in order to get the moment in time that you want to capture. So that being said, you will need some tools for that, and one of them, it's this smartphone that everyone has in their pocket. It's probably the best tool to start with, or maybe not the best, but the most easiest, because we already have them. You have everything you need. You have a great camera. It's good in low light. You have the autofocus. You have the auto exposure. So why not just using it? Go ahead and try it and see if you like it. But if you want to learn photography a little bit more, if you want to become a bit better, and if you want to compose and create photos that look a bit better than just a smartphone, then you will probably need a camera. Not two, just one. And I'm gonna start with the one that I believe will teach you photography in all the matters, not only street photography. This is an SLR camera that uses 35mm film, and is very old. This is a Minolta SRT 101. I think it was made around 70s or 80s, something like that. But it looks pretty good, and I'm super happy with it. That's not the point. This camera, this kind of camera, will teach you how to do street photography, or any kind of photography for that matter. Why, you'd say, in 2020, Chris, when everything is automatic, when we're using AI to determine the light and the depth of field? Yes, because we're using the AI to determine all those. This won't use anything but your eye, not the AI. This camera is manual. Everything you're doing on it, it's on you. Every setting, every roll, every press, it's on you. So that will teach you how to understand lighting. It will teach you how to understand exposure, how to understand focusing, depth of field, and so on and so forth. It's not hard. It's probably the easiest to learn because it doesn't have all the knobs and buttons and dials that this one has. It's easy to learn. You just have to want to do it. You just have to have the willing to understand, and you will do it very fast. For me, it took probably 2 weeks 20 plus years ago when I got one of these. It was a Zenith E, and I really enjoyed the camera, and I started shooting with it, and I probably ruined 10-15 rolls of film. Not entirely ruin it, but out of 36 exposures I'll probably have 2 or 3. But those 2 or 3 were making me very excited because I knew that at some point I'll be able to use 20 or 25 or maybe 36. Well, nonetheless, if you want to get into photography, buy one of these. They're built like a tank. they're super cheap. You'll probably get a setup like this for $100 on eBay. It doesn't matter the brand, it doesn't matter how it looks, it only matters to work. And there's some of them very beat up that can still hold you a lifetime, because like I said, they're very solid, they're built like tanks, they have no electronics whatsoever. These are the best tools to start learning photography. Now, there are others as well, and if you don't like to dabble with, manual exposure and manual focusing, manual everything, you can buy one of these. Not necessarily the brand, like I said, though I will push you toward this brand when you're shooting street photography. Fujifilm is amazing, and their cameras are super comfortable and super nice in terms of ergonomy to hold for an entire day. Plus the quality of the image, it's amazing. But no, you can shoot any digital camera. This is a mirrorless. You can use a DSLR like the one up there. You can use whatever you want. But if you're going digital, which it is actually DSLR and mirrorless, you have to understand that there's so many things for you to acknowledge in a very short time to be able to shoot. There's so many settings and so many buttons and dials, so many knobs that you have to press or to set, because some of them might only be automatic. And yes, you can put this camera on automatic and just start shooting, but that will make you a photographer, it will make you a snap shooter, and you'll probably know that. You can use this to do that, but you will never use this, because all the money that you invested in are for nothing. You just ruin your credit score to buy a camera that you're not using to its full powers. So yes, you can use one of these for street photography as well, and I actually advise you to go buy one of the SLRs, and after 3-6 months, when you're very acquainted with what lighting and what aperture and what focus means, get one of these. Not an expensive one, you don't need an expensive one. I would actually get a new one for my street photography outings that is actually pretty cheap, and it's a great camera. So no matter what you're thinking, these are great as well, but not for a starter. If you want to start in street photography, get a film camera, get an SLR camera, a 35mm SLR camera that will help you understand everything, especially if you're a beginner. But even if you're shooting photography for some time now and you already know all kinds of things, you will enjoy an SLR more, maybe a little bit more than keep shooting on your old mirrorless or DSLR camera. The feeling of creating when you're shooting a film camera, it's different. It feels more natural. It feels like you are building it from the ground, and I think that's a very, very accomplished feeling for a photographer. So if you love this genre, I think that's the path. You should start with an SLR, continue with a DSLR, and from time to time use this. If you don't have enough space, enough time to grab a camera, just use this, but shoot. That's the most important thing. Don't think about gear, don't think about new stuff, don't think about amazing megapixels or, I don't know, resolutions, colors. Just think of the process of creating, think of the composition, think of the lighting. That is the most important thing in photography. And I believe that good photographers will always tell you and talk about their work, not their gear. Don't get caught up with this huge hype and trend of buying new cameras with huge megapixels and amazing tens of thousands of autofocus points. Just use a camera, the one that you have, and create. That's the most important thing. People will see you through your work, not through your camera. They don't give a shit of what you're shooting. If you're shooting Nikon or Canon or Fujifilm, the most important thing is you will be famous through your portfolio, and that portfolio, it's made by you using a camera, not a brand. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different. I hope we'll see you soon, maybe outside. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Put your comments in the box down below and let me know what are you using if you're going out and shoot street photography. Also, like these videos, give them a thumbs up. It helps a lot, helps me, helps the algorithm. And hit the notification bell to always be notified when I'm putting a video up. And I will definitely see you in a bit.